What's going on? What's up, the nation? It's your man C Dougie coming to you with another week of NFL takes. I hope everybody had a great holidays. Definitely been a good one for me. Was able to go to the game, go to a couple of concerts, see family. So we are back. Tonight we do have the Dallas Cowboys here in Dallas going against the Seattle Seahawks. Should be a good game. Can Dallas finally get over the hump with not being able to beat a over 500 team? They are sitting on a good record right now. They are sitting in the wild card. Me and my guest co-host tonight will be jumping into it. You guys met him last week. Definitely has some plans for 2024 with this man. Definitely appreciate him holding it down for our guy Quan. We're gonna get into it. Let me go ahead and welcome our guy All Pro Sports Talk, Mr. AJ. AJ, tell the people what's going on tonight.
Man, what's going on with y'all, man? Before anything, before we jump into it, I need y'all to hit that subscribe button in the chat. We're 12 subscribers away from hitting that 1,000. Get it from my boy Doug. We're going to get into a lot of NFL picks today. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, and a lot more today as well.
Yes, sir, man. Quan will be coming up. Again, I'm going to give the Miller Creek Chargers some props. They are headed to Florida next week. Our guy Quan and the team are practicing right now, so he will be popping up here. But like I said, I definitely got to give my co-host, my brother, a shout out over there at the Paints Experience with Uncle Quan. Definitely big ups for him. Also got a birthday next week, so he'll have a great week in Florida, man. But my guy Quan is going to be our guest co-host tonight. As we said, we're going to talk anywhere from Carolina coaching candidates, NFC and AFC wildcard, and also a key matchup on Sunday in the NFC that can possibly waiver home field and also give one team up upper leg going into the playoffs. So we got a busy schedule tonight. Again, like my guy AJ said, if you have not subscribed to What's Up, Doug, we are 12 away. Next week, we are trying to give our 1,000 subscriber giveaway while we are on the road in person in the Caesar Superdome when we play the New Orleans Saints. I cannot wait to head down there and do a pregame live doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Once we hit that number, we will have more details before we hit the road next weekend. But again, I appreciate all the support from everybody, all the content creators that have came on, all the content creators that have allowed us to come on their show. It's just been a great year, and 2024 is going to be bigger and better, man. So, AJ, for the ones that did not or were not able to meet you or hear the content that you do, go ahead and tell them what you do over there at All Pro Sports.
So we do a lot of prediction and preview games for the games for this upcoming week. So we'll do things for Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and the Sunday regular skate. Then we'll also talk about the NFL draft as it's approaching sooner, talk about some college athletes, and majority of it just talking about some things that are going on in the NFL season. We'll transition to the NBA right after the NFL season, but just a bunch of Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, and a lot of Houston Texans talk as well.
Yes, sir, man. So when we look at it, how do you it's been a busy week in the NFL. Me and you really talked slightly about it, but we can go ahead and get into it. Well, let's talk about the game. How do you feel? We both live in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So how do you feel about this game with the Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks first?
For the Cowboys, it's not going to be an easy game, but it should be a good game for them. They should be the favorites in this game. You look at the Seattle Seahawks, they haven't scored an offensive touchdown in the last 7 quarters. And I looked at offensive line. It's been banged up for the majority of the season. They're still playing without Abraham Lucas. They have Jason Peters at the right tackle position. He's 41 years old. He's not the same tackle that he was a couple years ago when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. Micah Parsons is having another great season. So I expect for the pass rush to get to Geno Smith a lot. And that's been the biggest thing with the Seahawks team. Last season, Geno Smith in the offense was great. This season, it's not because the wide receivers can't separate. They can't hold up enough for Geno Smith to get the ball down the field. So the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is going to cause a lot of trouble. And I also looked at secondary of the Dallas Cowboys as well. Deron Bland is having a crazy season. Nobody predicted this.
Yeah, Bland. A lot of people did not think Bland would be basically what he's able to produce for the Cowboys with Diggs going down. A lot of people thought Stephon Gilmore would definitely step up, but Bland has definitely been CB1. did some CB1, and it was a big addition with getting Stephon Gilmore, but Bland could possibly put his name out there for Defensive Player of the Year. But like I said, for me with the Cowboys, I was able to see them in person last week, and the defensive line is finally feasting and finally getting healthy. And a lot of people are thinking Michael Parsons is the number one attacking only pass rusher that they have. No, you're sadly mistaken. That D-line as a whole can eat, and their nose tackles are definitely getting a lot of pressure with Michael Parsons getting double teamed. But like AJ said, the offensive line of Seattle Seahawks is not good at all. And if they cannot at least hold up just a minimum of the pressure that they're going to get tonight, I hope it's not going to be a blowout, because, again, that's what they've been looking at, and that's what they've been playing recently when they've been at home playing opponents that are, again, closer to 500 or below 500. There have been definitely blowouts. Dak Prescott's getting a lot of respect around the league now. He's definitely showing up. But the falter with that team, I think, is Mike McCarthy. Can he call plays in crucial situations down in the playoff? You're in the playoff stretch now. Their schedule does not get any easier for the Cowboys. So you need to take advantage of teams that you're supposed to beat and get the dubs, because, again, they have Philly coming in next week. So
one thing, I agree with that, with the Mike McCarthy situation with him calling plays. But as long as he's up, I don't think it really matters. And that's what the defense is doing right now. They're going out there, they're getting the pick sixes, they're putting the offense in a short yardage situation, so they'll have to drive the field a long ways. As long as they can continue to lean on that defense, they'll be in great shape. It doesn't matter if they face Philadelphia Eagles or the Buffalo Bills. I think that the argument that they haven't beaten a team with above 500 record is definitely valid, because the last time they faced a team with a 500 record, it was the San Francisco 49ers. Yep. And they lost that game in embarrassing fashion. But that was a different team then. The run, Bland wasn't playing the way he's playing right now, and Michael Parsons was still getting into the flow of things right now. We all know that sometimes defensive players start off their season slow, but it's pretty amazing to see what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. But I definitely agree with that. I need to see them beat an elite team. They don't have to do it in dominant fashion, because we don't expect for them to score 40 points every single week. But if they can go out there, beat a team with above 500 record, they can be in a very good situation. They can be a top force in the NFC. I just need to see more consistency from Dak Prescott when he faces elite level competition.
That's a fact. And I actually think it also will help with the critics, the media saying that, hey, the Dallas Cowboys can't beat anybody over 500. So do you want to go in a score prediction, or you want to wait a little bit within the show? We can give a score prediction for the night.
You want to get into it?
We can wait. Like I said, I mean, we got nothing but time, my brother. You know we got nothing but time, man.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing but time. Let's circle back to this.
All right, so we're going to go. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I see one of the panelists that I'd like to come on. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If you want to go ahead and come on now, you can. We're going to go ahead and go into the big news that hit NFL platforms this week, that Frank Reich was fired and let go.
Man.
I was definitely happy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was excited. I was happy. I wanted Frank Reich gone. I saw enough for the games that I was able to go to in person, and just the things that he was saying and the way I could see the culture in the locker room going. I hated that he lost his job, but for me and for the fan base, it was time for a change. I know a lot of people are on David Temper. That's another subject, but I think right now Frank Reich was the wrong hire, and he got stubborn. He didn't want to change. He did the same exact things that he did in Indy. That's the reason why he got fired midseason in Indianapolis. He didn't go to the strengths of his team, the strengths of his quarterback, and he got let go. And when you look at it, whenever they came to him and told him that he needed to implement more RPO and more things that adapt to Bryce Young, he didn't want to comply. He did not want to, put those things in the game plan. So for me, I think it's no shocking news. I'm definitely happy it happened, but now we have to get this right. We have to get this right as the Panthers.
So I want to pick it up right here. So Frank Reich got fired, as we all know, like you just said. This is the second coach that this franchise has done this to. It's not a good look.
Yeah, it's
you
not.
Look at what the Houston Texans did. A lot of people and a lot of guys in the media were saying No one wanted to coach for the Texans because they fired a coach after 1 year. They didn't even let Matt Rule finish out the whole season, which was the right thing to do because he was terrible the years before. Frank Reich was so bad, they should have fired him sooner than right now. My opinion, he shouldn't have been hired to be the head coach of this team. He had just got fired from the Colts, and the same problems he had over there with Indianapolis, he brought over to Carolina. My
Facts.
biggest thing is this, and what I'm worried about is how coaches will perceive this team because you don't have the best talent. It's still a talent issue with this team. They may do a lot of things better offensively. They're going to use motion more because Thomas Brown is going to be able to call the plays the way that he wants to. He doesn't have to worry about Frank Reich coming in, taking the playbook from him, and basically looking over his shoulder 24/7. But I still worry about the separation of the wide receivers and what coach would want to come and coach this team knowing that they're going to be on a short leash with David Tepper. Because like we've heard him say before, he didn't prioritize wide receivers. He wanted to put everything on Bryce Young in the offensive line. He said, as long as we have Bryce, we'll be okay.
Good. That's a fact.
You can't put all that on a rookie quarterback. And I know some rookie quarterbacks come out, develop fast than others. Bryce looks like the typical rookie quarterback in the NFL. He's overworked. He's overwhelmed. The offensive line is still not good, which is a huge problem. That's the biggest problem with this team. And the run game has been consistent at times, but Frank Reich just went away from it. You look at the Tennessee Titans game early on, they were getting a lot of good rushing yards. All of a sudden, you want to call the screen plays again, call the slant plays, call these long over-developing route plays when you don't have the offensive personnel for that. Then it was a 4th and 6 in the fourth quarter. He calls a screenplay. So situations like that are why I support them firing Frank Reich, but I am worried about them looking for the next coach with this team and who that coach will be. I would love to see it be the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions to come in, but they tried to do that.
You went into it. Yep.
They tried to do that last season. And there was reports that said that he basically said, I'm good. I want to take another year with the Lions.
Facts.
I don't know if much has changed from last year to this year besides Bryce Young being your quarterback. And that's it.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Okay.
I want to touch that one. All right. Let me let another one of our panelists that's going to be joining us. Let's go ahead and welcome Twan Don versus everybody, man, from the 704 Bound Show. What's going on, Twan, man?
What's going on? That 704 Charlotte Bound Show.
Sure. Hey, correct me. My apologies. 704 Charlotte Bound Show. My God, Twan. I mean, they have a great cast over there with Paponius, Claire.
What's going on, man?
Those, like I said, they have a great panel and a great team over there. I definitely appreciate them pulling up on us tonight. So with Twan already pulling up, let me go ahead and pull up our first topic that we're going to talk about. Is who will be the Carolina Panthers' new head coach. Ben Johnson. You do have the Houston Texans offensive coordinator out there. Names have been coming out and things have been coming out about Bill Belichick. And you also have the offensive coordinator whose name has popped up today out of Miami to be a possible candidate for the new opening. I want to start with Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson, what's going on, Kendall? If you want to join too, Kendall, you can come up as well, man. I already know that link. Go ahead and pull up. What I see with Ben Johnson is a lot of people did not understand that Ben Johnson didn't just say no to Carolina. Ben Johnson said no to a lot of teams that were out there. He said no to Houston. He said no to Carolina. He said no to Colts. I do know Ben Johnson was our number one candidate before we just went all in all and gave all the coins into Frank Reich. But you did make a point. But the point I want to make this as well, AJ, is when we tried to get Ben Johnson, we didn't have the number one pick. We still had a number 9th pick whenever we were interviewing Ben Johnson. So I think also that is important to know that did Ben Johnson not want to come to Carolina because of us not having a top pick to get a quarterback? Was that the reason why he didn't sign or he didn't want to come to Carolina? I actually am glad that he stayed because I can see that his offense can do wonders for this team if we do have the opportunity to get him. But my second favorite now is the Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator. And I read an article today. All right, Kendall, I got you. And what I've seen is that the Miami Dolphins head coach was saying that he does not want to lose our offensive coordinator because he's trying to be keeping him as a kept secret down there in South Beach. But I know that man is definitely going to get an opportunity to coach somewhere this upcoming season. It may not be Carolina, but he's definitely going to have an opportunity to get a chance this upcoming year. All right, let me add another one. What's going on? We got CJ from Two Fans in the Stands joining us again, man. I appreciate you pulling up, Two Fans.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's going on, CJ? So, CJ, we basically going into the conversation of possible coaching candidates for Carolina. We talked about Ben Johnson, Bill Belichick. I can't think of his name. I don't want to mess his name up. The Houston Texans offensive coordinator. I know AJ's talked about him a lot. What's his last name, AJ?
For Houston?
Yeah.
Bobby Slowick.
Slowick, and then Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator. You guys go ahead and jump into it. Who do you guys think will be the next head coach? Or what candidate do you guys think we should be looking into?
I'm going to let y'all take this one.
I'll go first.
All right, man.
The candidate that I would look into is already on the team.
I think I know.
I wouldn't look at any of these other coaches that people are gonna bring up. I mean, every year people gonna dig in and they're gonna go to all these deserving coaches that the media pushes and that the media feels is up next. A lot of time, most of the time, these coaches are white coaches. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them drift from team to team. I think sometimes when you want to do things out the box and do things and get the things better or whatever and start really channeling something and giving something some attention, and sometimes you have to go out the box and go look at things and do things in non-traditional ways. A lot of people think that Evero would have already made a good head coach anyway. And I'm not saying pick him because he's black. I'm saying he's already on the team. He's proven himself everywhere he's gone. I mean, he's one of the highlights on our team with that defense, but they do get tired, you know, when the offense is not doing what they want to do. So he's already here. Again, it's like dealing with that Wilkes situation. You want to go looking off in the distant lands when Wilkes was already here. Now, how would we look now? Evero's right here, man. I know people want offensive-minded coach, but Evero could go get or could be assisted and go and get one of the greatest offensive minds out there. It don't have to be Ben Johnson or whoever. Me personally, I don't think Ben Johnson's going to want to come here. He has no first-round pick. We don't have a whole lot of talent. Why would he come here, you know? Well, it's Evero. Evero's already familiar with these guys. I think they're going to fight. They would fight fight hard for him as a coach. You know what I'm saying? And it's like with this organization, sometimes when things are right in our face, we want to do things in a ridiculous manner, and we find ourselves digging more holes. So I'm just going to start there.
I got you. I appreciate it, Twan. Like I said, I like Evero as a candidate as well. What you got, CJ? And Logan, I'm going to read your question after CJ and AJ give us their feedback on that. Go ahead, CJ.
Well, Twan, I watch the show a lot, man, and I don't agree with a whole lot of stuff you say, but I agree with everything you just said right there, brother. You know, he's already here. He's already in the system. They'll probably play for him a lot better than they would. They got to go through this whole process again, bringing somebody else in. And I couldn't have said no better myself. You're always going out looking for the next best thing. Offensive-minded head coach. I mean, I can't lie. I was guilty of wanting that too. But get the man the job and let him bring somebody in, like you said, and let them run the offense. So I agree.
All right, what you got, AJ?
When it comes to promoting within, like Doug, we talked about this in the past, man. I thought Steve Wilkes was the perfect hire for his team. We talked about that, you know, and I got a lot of hate when I said that on my channel. It was like, nah, man, he's part of that old regime. He got the most out of the players that he can.
Yep.
I agree with Twan with this. If he can get the most out of that defense, which he is right now, and he can get the most out of these guys, they can play hard for him, there's no reason to just go on and just hire another guy and just say, you know what was working, let's just go away from it. Because you had something that was working on the back half of last season, you went away from it, and look at the situation you're in right now. You only have one win, and we're almost in December.
Yeah.
So if you have a guy that's familiar with the players, he's familiar with the guys, he knows what system that they can be into, you can promote within. I don't see David Tepper doing that. He strikes me as a guy that wants to get the best candidates possible. I'm still scratching my head over them hiring Frank Reich. But promoting within, I have no problem with that at all.
David
Yeah. I
Tepper
mean,
wants the best media candidate. He wants the best media candidate, and he's not the only owner like that, and he's not the only coach. People that coach like that, they want the flashy name that the media wants, and then whatever the media says is what the people are going to say or think. And what you're learning about a lot of fans is they don't even know anything about some of these people. They just hear what the media tells them about these people. If you cheer for a team, you should know more about your team than said media or people of other teams. You know what you need more. You know what you need the best. You know, so I think Tampa falls into that media pick. I think that's why he took Bryce, because the media told him this was the most likely pick to take. You know, when everybody was yelling Wilkes, he knew he wanted Wilkes. He knew he wanted Wilkes.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Yes.
can't say he didn't know that. I mean, most Panther fans was like, yeah, I mean, everybody didn't want Wilkes to come back, but he knew the majority, because we seen those players do something we ain't seen in a long time. They was ready to run through the wall for that man, bro.
That's a
Mhm.
fact.
And he said, I don't care what the fans want. I don't care what the players want. I'm gonna go get who I want.
That's a fact.
And it has not worked for him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I really think he doesn't. He's a good investor. He doesn't know football IQ, and he needs a football handler where somebody can do football operations. And sadly, mistaken. If he does that, that's what we need in order for us to get the right coach in here next year. Let me go ahead and read Logan's question. I appreciate that
Facts.
question too, Logan. He said, "Question for Doug and All Pro: Do you think Carolina should trade Brian Burns for a first round pick?" Me personally, it's kind of too late now to do that, because if I'm not mistaken, he's a free agent. So what we'll have to do is franchise tag him, and then after we franchise tag him, we will have to trade him away for a pick if we want to do that. How you feel, AJ? He wanted, I guess, the question is trade Brian Burns for a first round pick if we're able to get one next year.
Yeah, I want to get Twan and CJ's opinion on this too. After I say this, for me, I see the appeal of trading them, but they should have traded him when the Rams offered them 2 first-round picks
Facts.
for him.
Facts.
You know, it's too late now. Hindsight is 2020. I have no problem with them trading them, but in my opinion, you franchise tag them and you try to get them to a long extension to stay with the team, because you traded DJ Moore, you traded Christian McCaffrey, you trade another pass rusher to just put some more help around Bryce Young. Now you having a big gaping hole on the defensive end. Besides Brian Burns, you have Derek Brown and Frankie Louvu, and that's pretty much it. Brian has had points and times this season where he hasn't looked good, but he's still one of the best pass rushers on this team.
What you guys, CJ or Twan?
Hey,
I'm like,
I agree,
CJ
man.
got it. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead,
No,
Twan.
CJ, you got it, CJ.
Oh, I agree. I always I've had this question a lot, just talking with coworkers and stuff. And I always kind of go back to the wire back in the day when what's my man named Marlo was like, the price of the brick done gone up. Now I always tell people the price of the brick done gone down, as far as with Brian Burns. I don't know if we're gonna get 2 first-round picks for him. I don't even know if people are gonna throw a first-round pick at us, to be honest with you. You know, I think when it was a guaranteed thing, if they was going to pull the trigger, they should have done it then, because now I think it's a big guessing game. And if they're not going to get exactly what they want or what they thought they were going to get before, I think they just need to keep him. And because if we get rid of Brian Burns, I mean, we're left with Marquise Haynes and DJ Johnson.
Yep.
So
And YMCA.
we ain't got much to work with.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
But that's all I have on that one.
What you got, Twan?
Okay, so I mean, all facts what CJ just said, man. The thing is this: nobody has to give us what we want. We're the bottom of the trash pile.
Yeah.
Teams are gonna look at us like you should be thankful for whatever I decide to give you. It's just like when you go pawn something. The pawn shop is never going to give you what you want for whatever you're pawning, right? But God, tell me this: if you come in there crying and looking weary, you think the price is going to go lower, or are they going to give you what they normally give people, based on what you're
They're not
bringing
going to
in?
give you the value. They're not
But
going
if
to
they
give you
see,
Lower.
but if they see you crying and you look weary, don't you think that price is going to go down lower because like they're like you're desperate.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Nobody's going to give us what we want for Brian Burns. So like, what's the need of trying to ship Burns off? I think Burns is one of the highlights of the team. That's another thing that we've fallen into in the past is getting rid of our best players. And this dude happens to want to be here. That's the difference, And should have paid him, but if you was going to move him, you should have moved him. Who was going to get all those picks for him? We got cute. It's just all this stuff is happening on Tepper's watch, bro.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
And that's the frustrating part with fan base. I think everybody's just so frustrated with the record, how everything has
Yeah.
went when we've had Temper as the owner, and I think a lot of compare and contrast is going when we had Jerry Richardson, how Jerry wasn't so involved. He let Marty Herney do a lot, even though a lot of us don't agree with some of the picks Marty made. Marty was doing the
Oh,
football
sir.
side, and Jerry never touched the side of the football unless we needed him to. So I think it's a lot of frustration. Even his presser, I didn't appreciate because it was basically you didn't follow the sword. You didn't say, "Hey, I messed up." Da da da. We all should have knew that wasn't going to come, and I think we all anticipated him doing something different, and it did not happen. So for me, again, I think he needs a football handler, and he needs somebody to do the football side for him, and he just cuts the checks, does all the industrial, does all the money that he wants Bank of America to make based off of him doing events, et cetera, and et cetera.
See,
I
Dougie,
still
when you
can't
heard him in
believe
the
he brought
presser,
that
though,
up.
when you saw him in the presser, did he give you the vibe that he's ever going to do that anytime soon?
Not anytime
No.
soon. I
No.
mean, it was a 13-minute presser. 13
So
minutes.
with his background, like Doug mentioned before, he's a huge investor,
Huge
but
investment.
he does that on his own. He
Yes.
doesn't really have a team, and if he does have a team, he spearheads that team. Everything that he has done in his life has been all hands on, just like most billionaires in the world. He's not going to defer that power over to someone else. He didn't buy the team for that reason. He wants to be in full control because if someone else comes out and makes that decision, they'll get credit for it. He won't get the credit. And
That's
usually, billionaires don't like that. They want to have every single say and they want to have first and final say.
Exactly.
all right.
Yep.
We got one more question. Anybody in the chat that has any questions, definitely go ahead and write them. We will talk about them in throughout our takes for tonight. Again, I appreciate everybody pulling up. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Like AJ opened up and said, we are 12 away. We are trying to do our 1,000 subscriber giveaway next week when we are live in New Orleans for Carolina versus the Saints. And hit the like button for us as well. Logan also had one more question. He said another question is, how do we feel about Marshall Jr. as a wideout? For me, I think it's time to wash. If you look at the market that you have for wide receivers, we are going to have cap, but we have more issues than wide receivers as well. So for me, he wanted to walk, let him walk. He was injury prone prior to coming into the league. I don't know what offensive coordinator we're going to get if we are going to get a different one. But if he does not follow suit or does not fit the offensive scheme, you have to change wide receivers. And only wide receiver I think that we have underneath contract next year is Adam Thielen, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody else has to walk. I think DJ Chark walks. I think TMJ is a free agent. And Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo and Adam Thielen are your two only wide receivers underneath contract next year.
The thing is, nobody wants Terrence Marshall Jr. And I thought that, and I've been a fan of his. I wanted them to do. They didn't develop this guy. We don't develop anybody right. I mean, they ain't even just
Facts.
Terrence Marshall Jr. You know what I'm saying? They didn't develop this man right. They honestly,
Facts.
they never put any. I never saw where they ever put any energy into him being the guy that he could be. Yeah, he had some injuries, but he was never handled right. And then in the end, Panthers told this man to walk and see if any other team, would take him or whatever. That That was embarrassing, bro. Like that's like again, I tell people all the time, Panthers fans, other players watch what's going on with the Carolina
That's a
Panthers.
fact, Twan.
And if they say, look, if you're doing that to him, then you might do that to me.
Twan, that's a
And
fact.
coaches are thinking if you're getting rid of coaches this quick, then you might get rid of me that quick. And coaches of color are like, it seems like these guys don't really value those guys over there in Carolina, so I won't apply there.
Mhm.
Everybody's watching. You know what I'm saying? As fans, we're not the only ones watching. And guess what? This is what fans can never comprehend. These guys, these players, they know each other. They hang out. They vacation with each other in the off season. They get on the phone with each other and talk. And if the word is out, don't come to Carolina, then they're not gonna come to Carolina. But if you can't get on a team and you ain't got good skills, why would you not go to Carolina, man? Well, you could go get that check, get your game up. I used to call us the biggest rehabilitation center in the NFL. Because Carolina was where you could come to get your game right and then go to the team you really wanted to go to.
Mm.
Hassan Reddick.
But yeah, I know
Yeah.
why Logan
Bradbury.
is actually. Oh, I'm good.
AJ?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. I know why Logan's asked this question. I'm like how Twan was. I was a big fan of him when he came out of LSU. And I made a couple videos when they drafted him. I'm like, this is a Joe Brady guy. It's going to work out. I didn't know that the Matt Rule era was going to end the way that it did. And Joe Brady was going to be off of the team so early. He was a Joe Brady guy. And I knew his days were numbered as soon as Joe Brady was done. He coached him at LSU. He did the best that he could with him at LSU. As soon as he came over to the NFL, everything that he did in college completely disappeared. He had a good stint and a good couple games on the back half of last season with Steve Wilkes. That was it. He can't stay healthy, drops the football, and he runs the wrong routes. I think it's time to just let him go.
Yeah, it is.
It's time to let him go. It is because, like Twan said, they told him, man, go out there, see if another team wants you. They didn't even offer a 6 or 7 round pick.
Yeah, nobody wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even, and his career in the NFL is probably done after this too. Yeah. For the fact that he doesn't even finish his routes anymore. Because when you look at him on film, he's not finishing any of those routes. He's cutting off halfway. That's another reason why he barely touches the field. That's not even a coaching problem. That's just an effort problem that he has. So I look at it as a player that had a lot of potential and unfortunately just never panned out in the NFL. And a lot of it you can blame the Panthers. It's his attitude too.
Yeah, I give you that. Again, like I said, I appreciate. Oh, go ahead, CJ. If you got something.
No, I was gonna say, and on top of that, ever since he asked, could he look for a trade, and he didn't find anything, he's been a healthy scratch for like what 2-3 games in a row now.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm not gonna lie. I had high hopes for him. I really did. When we did our preseason, like overview of the Panthers, I was thinking that this would possibly be his breakout season. But just like Twan said, we are the rehabilitation center, of the league, and it's like the players we bring in, especially the ones we draft, we don't develop them right. And like he was saying about Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, players come here and then it's like, oh, okay, well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Soon as they go to another team and you get coaching and somebody that's like, you know what, you do A, B, and C well. You don't do D well, you don't do E well, but we're gonna focus on them first 3, and then we're going to make sure we bring that out of you, and we're going to scheme it around you so that D and E don't really pop up all that much. Carolina seems they can't do that. And it baffles the crap out of me. But every year it happens. We let somebody go and they go somewhere and somebody's like, you know what? I know what you do good. Let's go make this work. And then we sitting here looking stupid.
That's a fact, man. Again, like I said, I appreciate everybody. I see all the comments in the chat. I see my guy Quan's in the chat, man. Again, I appreciate Twan versus everybody showing up. I appreciate
You need to get that man up to 1,009.
Hey, we trying. We trying, man. Like I said, share the live. Again, you do not want to miss the giveaway that we're going to do next week while we are live in New Orleans. Again, I appreciate Twan pointing that out, man. I appreciate CJ from Two Fans in the Stands, and I definitely appreciate my guy AJ pulling back up with us again tonight, man.
Let me say something real quick. If you
Go
don't
ahead,
mind,
Twan.
before we
Go ahead,
man.
Twan.
Make sure you guys subscribe to see Dougie. If you ain't done, get him up to 1,000. Make sure you subscribe to Two Fans in the Stand, man. You know what I'm saying? And everything that they doing over there, those boys work hard. It's not about everybody agreeing with each other, man. That's the beautiful thing about this debate thing, bro. Is, you know what I'm saying, is that you can all come together, you know what I'm saying, and do your thing. It's about this love, this unity that we have between each other, and not letting people, you know, try to be like, well, this is all I watch or whatever. A lot of these people out here have great content. Y'all just won't, for whatever reason, go see people. You got your favorites or whatever. You know, challenge yourself. Check other people out. Check out my man, the King up here. You know what I'm saying? What he doing up here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to all these people. I'd never, ever tell somebody to subscribe to something I don't watch or I don't like. Ever.
Appreciate that, Twan.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all also check out All
Appreciate
Pro
you.
Sports Talks with AJ as well, man. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I don't
AJ breaks down the whole NFL as well. And again, I appreciate Twan letting everybody know. Like I said, we definitely gonna give everybody the opportunity to shout their channel out throughout the show. So again, if you have not, go ahead and check their channels out. Come back over and enjoy the show with us tonight, man. Kid Sims, I appreciate that question. You said, I have a question about the AFC wildcard. I know All Pro loves his Pittsburgh Steelers. So we already were talking about it. AJ already knew the topics we were going to get into. We're going to go in NFC first, but we're going to do the AFC. And what I'm going to do is pull it up. Let me take your comment off first so we can see.
All Pros a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
Hey.
Man, I find it funny that it's a lot of my people in the chat, man. Y'all better be subscribing since y'all calling me out.
Exactly.
On the real, man. Y'all better
Hey, look.
subscribe since you're calling me out.
See, Dougie, if you don't mind, let me ask him a question.
Go ahead.
What's up with you?
I just wanted to, just because of the connection with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did y'all feel about when Tepper was a minority ownership over there, and the fact that this man tried to get the head coach fired over there? You know, we was already lacking black head at the time. Tomlin was like only one of 3 black coaches in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about Tepper coming in trying to get a man fired who's never had a losing season, bro? What does that say about him?
I try not to bring the race into everything, and it's kind of cross.
But it's there. It's not a racial topic. It's just a what happened topic.
So no, I'm just like a warning for everybody, because this might make some people mad. I was covering the Panthers like right before David Tepper acquired the team, and I made a comment saying, I guarantee you he won't hire a black coach. I promise you. The fact that he was basically trying to bulldoze his way and just say fire Tomlin for something that Tomlin couldn't control. At the time, we were dealing with a lot of injuries on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. So obviously the defense wasn't going to be the same. But Mike Tomlin always gets us to the playoffs, or he just gets us almost there. A lot of coaches can't do that. We rarely ever see any coach in the NFL never have a losing season. Does Tomlin have his faults? Sure, he does. But to just come out and just say he should be fired and just try to get him out of there. First of all, the Steelers, we don't hire coaches like that anyway, and we don't fire coaches. We quick get rid of players before we do with coaches. That's why I went to the Mac Canada situation.
Three coaches over the last 50 years or so?
3 over the last 50 years. So, and at the time, I had a lot of Panther fans say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was happy that Tepper was gone. I didn't want him to go to Carolina. I wanted him out the NFL in general.
Period.
To be completely honest. And I think that the Panthers, it's going to be a long rebuild with Tepper at the helm. I'm not the biggest fan of Tepper as a businessman. He's a screwed dude. I got to give him respect for that. But his personal football decisions, nah, I just don't rock with him. And I'm happy he's no longer within that ownership with the Steelers. I wish he was out the NFL in general.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And like I said, you're hearing this from a non-biased, and I'm not saying we're biased Panthers fans, but you're hearing this from a person that he came from, an organization he came from, coming to our organization. So you're seeing it from a different lens where AJ does, again, he covers all the NFL, but he, like he said, he has teams that he loves more. And for him to break that down coming from a different franchise to our franchise, you definitely see the problem that we have. And the problem is David
And I'm gonna say one more thing too before we get on another topic. He probably holds the Steelers' loss last season against Steve Wilkes, and that's part of the reason why he didn't hire him to be the head coach this upcoming season. He also holds that Tampa Bay Buccaneers loss against him as well when the secondary was hurt. That's the type of guy that he is. You can have a depleted team. He's going to be, why didn't you go out there and win that game that matters the most? But he gives someone like Matt Rule multiple chances to go fail and fall on his face. So it's a double standard there for sure.
You know what he just basically told us? All pros said we're in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a long rebuild.
Facts.
For a long time. For a long time, bro.
And like I said, I'm not trying to come across.
He was doing all of that as a minority owner with the Pittsburgh
Facts.
Now
Facts.
he has all the power. Come on. Oh, my God.
And like I said, I'm not trying to come across as, that guy that tries to pull this and pull that. I'm just calling it how it is, man. That's just the type of guy that he is. That's who he is.
Hey, did anybody else get from that press conference like he felt like he was doing us a favor by him just being here?
Yep.
That's who he is.
Okay, we can get into that because, again, the thing that ticked me off the most, you talked about 42 events that you brought to the Carolinas. Nothing about – then you went into soccer. Nothing about Frank Wright. Nothing about football. Nothing about within the last 3 years or 2 years, we've had 6 different coaches. Interim or not.
Nothing.
So I don't want to get on it. Like I said, my David Temper speech and outbursts and rage, I'm done with. Like, once that time comes for us to hire a coach, it'll probably be back through the roof. But right now, I just want to make sure we get the right coach. He does the right thing. If he hires somebody to help him, great. But I do not want to talk about David Temper anymore right now because the only thing it is going to do is make us more mad as fans. It's not going to help at all because we know the type of owner that we have.
He ain't going nowhere, but
thank you.
You don't keep talking about him.
Exactly.
Facts.
All right, so the AFC wildcard, like our guy said in the chat, we're definitely going to talk about it. For the people that need to understand the diagram, each team has so we'll just go down the list. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, the Houston Texans are all in the playoffs right now. The Buffalo Bills are on a bye right now, so that's the reason why they do not have 6 games left. And the Houston Texans play the Indianapolis Colts twice to end out the season. So as everybody can see the screen right now, we're going to go over who do we think out of the 4 will make the playoffs. If there's another team that you think in the AFC that can make it, you can bring them to the panel and to the chat and let us know. But for me, looking at this, everybody has a hard road. There's at least 3 hard games on each roster or each team that has to play. Buffalo has the hardest schedule. You have the defending champs. Then they have Dallas coming to town. Then they finish out the season with 2 divisional opponents, which Bill Belichick would love to not have the Buffalo Bills make it to the playoffs, and they have to go and play Miami. Then you look at the Houston Texans, which I think they possibly can do it, but it's going to be a tough task as well. They have, as you can see, the Broncos, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, like I said, 2 times with Indy. Pittsburgh, like I said, I'll read out Pittsburgh, and then I'll give it over to the panel to see what you guys think. You got Arizona, the Patriots, the Colts, the Bengals, Seattle, and Baltimore. Out of those 4, and if I need to pull it back up, fellas, definitely let me know. Out of those 4, who do you guys think will make the playoffs?
The Bills.
You really think the Bills can do it?
Yeah, because the Patriots can't beat the Bills. I don't care what Belichick wants to do. He ain't got enough. He ain't got enough team to beat them. Who did you say? Pull that back up. Who do they have to play?
I got you. The Bills got Kansas City, Dallas.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, they're gonna beat Dallas too.
Yeah, it's actually in Buffalo. It's in Buffalo, and I do think the Bills can.
Hold on.
Well, Dallas has been a trash team on the road this year.
On the road, they are trash, and they do not play again. Me and AJ and I open it up. They do not play well against teams over 500.
Against winning teams, yeah.
True.
Yeah,
this is true.
I'm gonna say this about the Bills. They got a real good shot. They already lost to the Patriots once this season. They ain't lose to them twice. I'm with Twan. They ain't about to happen. Yeah, that ain't. I don't know. If that does happen, Yeah, they need to look at Sean McDermott sideways. That Patriots team is terrible. That Patriots team is terrible.
Add Sean McDermott to the list for our coaches.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yo, I heard he was on the hot seat.
Yeah, if they lose to the Patriots twice, they can just go ahead and turn his hot seat all the way up on flaming hot. Because that ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Oh yeah.
But Buffalo can make it. The only thing that bothers me how would they look against the Chargers and the Dolphins. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
For me, I think a team that's probably going to fall out, and I think it's going to come to quarterback play out of all these quarterbacks. So you can tell the team that I did not put a quarterback up there is
Browns.
the Browns. They just promoted Joe Flacco to go to, I think, second on the depth chart for the quarterback.
To PJ Walker.
Yeah, with PJ. That's the only reason why I think the Cleveland Browns may fall out because of the play. Look at it. I mean, we're going to go into the NFC here coming up, but the Rams are in the playoff position right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars are possibly top 3 in the AFC or top 4, depends on who you ask. The win they will get will be against the Bears, but then you got Houston, you got the Jets that are possibly going to have Aaron Rodgers back, and then you got the Bengals. So out of all those teams, you might got 2 that are guaranteed wins, but the other 3, what are you looking at?
That's how I did it by process of elimination, man. You know, and look, another thing. This is pretty funny though. Y'all be honest, man. Did y'all know Flacco was still in the league? Because I didn't.
I did not.
Hold on.
Absolutely not.
He was out of the league. Then they called him back to work out, and he just came back into the league a couple weeks ago.
I was like, what? Flacco?
Yeah. That's how bad the quarterback position is with the Browns with Deshaun being out.
All right, let me read a couple of the chat because I see a lot of people in the chat definitely wrote.
Too because they don't lose.
I see Fade. I already know Fade's a undercover Tennessee Titan fan. He said Tennessee.
Y'all ain't making it this year.
But Buffalo has a hard-ass schedule remaining. T. Thompson said Texans.
For sure.
Let me see what else we got. Texans easily, he said. I appreciate that. Kip Carbon, he said, y'all are 10 subscribers away. What's up, AJ and Doug? I'm looking forward to seeing more content from y'all. Definitely appreciate that, man.
What's up with it, Kip?
He said Ravens. A lot of people are questioning Fade, saying Tennessee. Monet said, well, New England's best. Buffalo. I guess he meant beat Buffalo this year.
Better than Buffalo this year.
Yeah, that's why they ain't beating them again.
Nah, they ain't gonna beat them twice.
He said, and then he said he think Pittsburgh would make it. I think Pittsburgh will back it up. And then Quan said he was chilling on the couch. Yeah, he definitely was, man. Definitely was.
Eating Doritos and all.
Let me shout out Uncle Quan, bro. Shout out.
Go ahead. You already know that.
Yeah, shout out to Quan, man.
Everybody know that's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
yes, sir.
Shout out, you know, and good luck to the football team.
Yes, sir. Hold on, Quan. Let me shout him out. The Miller Creek Chargers are headed to Florida. My guy Quan and my sister are headed down there.
Yes, sir.
They definitely. I know everybody put prayers in the chat that they may make it safely down into Florida.
Yes, sir.
I will be tuning in if I'm not mistaken. I think they start on Sunday or Monday. I definitely want everybody. Hopefully, Quan can post a link on his channel. We support those young men. Like I told Quan, even if they don't win it, I'm pulling for them to win it. This is an experience these young men would never forget. To go down to the Pop Warner Championship and get to play against teams across America, just not in your region. So I'm definitely able to see those young men and those young boys. I think they have a chance, and I'm really hoping to have some good news from Quan over the weekend and next week, man.
Quan, the head coach, right?
He's a defense coordinator.
Hey,
getting them boys right.
You might see Quan one year, bro, in the NFL, bro. You know,
we're gonna speak that into existence.
I'm just saying that, like, sometimes you gotta go find talent from places that people don't point you in. The NFL has a thing of pointing you in directions that they want you to go in. And sometimes I'm just saying you just have to think outside the box. Like, who's got the best win percentage? Who's out here doing it on all levels? who out here is really doing it. Like, not because the head coach is your uncle or somebody that you grew up with or whatever, or around players, whatever, but guys out there that's really can get it. You know, when you start doing things non-traditionally, sometimes you get the best.
And yeah, Quan, I wasn't gonna let it out the bag. I didn't know if you were gonna pop up, but we definitely talked this week. And one of the teams they're playing is Amari Cooper squad. And I told him I can't wait to hear what he says about that. I cannot wait. Like I told him, I'll be tuned in all weekend, all next week while they're down there. Also, shout out to my guy. His birthday's next week. We definitely will be showing love on the channel and definitely be putting something out to let everybody know our guy Quan's birthday's next week, man. So it's a big week and a great holiday time for our guy Quan, man.
Who's Quan turning? 17?
Say that again. I just heard what she said. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the NFC, fellas, man. I definitely appreciate you guys pulling up. So the NFC, we have Seattle leading out right now. Then it goes the Minnesota Vikings, the Green Bay Packers, and the LA Rams. And this one is hard. And so for me, like I said, I can read them out if you guys can. I did it different. I just put it around. The Seattle Seahawks have Dallas tonight. Then they have two divisional opponents with the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. They still have Philly, which game just got flexed Monday night. Game they just got flexed today. Then they have Tennessee, and they have the Steelers.
Hey, I look.
Go ahead, AJ.
I love Geno. I'm writing him off, man. Not this year.
Not this year, bro.
Not this year. That's brutal.
I mean, look at the remaining schedule.
Man,
Dallas is a hard game. The Eagles are a hard game. And you just saw what the 49ers are able to do to them on Thanksgiving.
That's a gauntlet, man.
That's 3-3 at best. At best.
Now I'm gonna go to the Minnesota Vikings next. I think Minnesota has a chance. Only thing that questions me is what Dobbs just did this past Monday night against the Chicago Bears. That's the only doubt that I have with him. They played the Lions twice, and I think twice in the last 3 weeks of the regular season. They have another division opponent in Green Bay. They have the Bengals, and they have the Oakland Raiders. Well, I'm sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders.
He can't be putting too many more duds like that.
Yeah, that game right here really surprised me that he threw 4 picks like that.
Most of
those were on him. Most of those were on him.
One of the worst games all year.
Yep.
Then I'll say a team that's getting healthy, and I definitely know if they're getting healthy at the right time, they're going to do it, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Nobody thought the Green Bay Packers would do what they did on Thanksgiving against Detroit in Detroit at home. They have schedule too. And they got an easy schedule. The hardest game that they have remaining really is
AC.
The Chiefs.
AC.
Chiefs. Then you look at they have the Bucks. They have Minnesota. They play Carolina. The Giants, and then they play the Bears. Like, they have the easiest schedule up here right now.
They playing all the Pee-wee teams, man.
Their schedule is bummed out for the rest of the way.
It's a cupcake schedule.
And if Jordan Love can keep, if he can keep his form and what he's doing now and carry that on, they got a good shot.
Yeah, he got 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions in the last 4 games. Yeah, man, going crazy.
I agree with CJ too, man. Shout out to Jordan Love, man. People that said he wasn't gonna never make it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't doing it with the greatest people. So imagine, everybody uses San Francisco as that plug and play. Imagine Jordan Love playing with Frisco. You know what I'm saying? Imagine a whole lot of other mediocre quarterbacks playing with Frisco. That's why I'm not big on the Brock Purdy thing when people try to put him up there. It's a plug and play team. They got a great system. But Jordan Love is going to learn more by being with a team without, because it's only going to get more special for him when he gets some talent around.
Imagine if he still had Devontae Adams.
Right.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then you still put them with the wide receivers that they have, Watson, and they got a rookie that's finally coming into the league and possibly a number 1. And Reed, come on now.
He's going to be all right.
Yeah, Reed been balling last couple games.
Yeah, he has. And lastly, we got the LA Rams. Nobody thought the Rams would do anything. They got the Giants. They got I'll say the two tough opponents on this remaining schedule of them will be Baltimore and San Fran, but then they have Washington, the Saints, and the Browns.
I think
So
Washington gonna get them too.
I'm not sure, man.
Sam Howell letting it go, and their defense is trash, bro.
It's trash, but yeah.
I will say this.
I'll just say Washington is what do they call it?
They just ain't got no O-line.
Yeah. What do you call it when somebody ain't supposed to beat you? A trap game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Washington is a trap game.
All right. So in the chat, in the panel, out of 3, we got to choose 3 out of 4 right here. Who we got making the NFC playoffs?
I got Packers. That weak schedule.
All right, so that's one. That's one. Who else you got? I mean, somebody else can give another one, or you can double up with the Packers if you want.
I got the Packers.
All right, that's 2.
I say the Packers and the Rams. The only reason I say the Rams because I learned my lesson in fantasy football. Kyron Williams coming back changes that whole offense.
Yeah, the running back. I mean, just look at what he was able to do, just in his first game back.
Yeah. Even though it was against Arizona, but still
it's the NFL. Still, it's the NFL.
He got NFL talent. They still.
He got me thinking about that now, though.
Yeah, I messed around and left him on the bench in my fantasy league, and I'm officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Man.
All right, man. Like I said, we got to hit an hour. I definitely appreciate everybody again pulling up to our Thursday night segment with NFL Takes. Again, our guy Quan is headed on to Florida. We got our guest host AJ from All Pro Sports Talk, and we got our special guest with us, 2 fans in the sand, CJ, half of the co-hosts with Tony and CJ over there, and we got our guy Twan Don with the 704 Charlotte Bound Show representing them over there, man. I definitely appreciate everybody pulling up. I know the game right now, I'm actually watching Carolina girls or South Carolina girls, but with the game kicking off here right now, fellas, go ahead and tell me who do you think will win, and give me Geno's, or give me 2 stat lines that you want to see through this game, one from each team.
Dak Prescott for about 2 passing touchdowns, and I got them winning 28-14.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna say Dallas 35-20, and maybe Bland gets another pick 6 on Geno.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a fool.
Man, y'all know me, man. I'm going with Seattle for the upset, man.
Okay.
For the upset. You know what I'm saying? I think Geno comes out here and plays well. I think the media has already given Dallas this game. And when players hear about media, a lot of times when media, write teams off, they come even harder. I think I'm not sold on how good Dallas is. You know what I'm saying? I think that Seattle will upset them tonight as far as that. And I'm picking I think Geno will get sacked about 4 times tonight.
Darn, you took the stat I was going to get. That Dallas defense, like I said, I've had the pleasure of living out here and seeing that defense in person. That porous offensive line with Seattle has no chance against the Dallas front 4. And like I said, if they send more than 4, Geno's going to be running for his life tonight. I think a name and a name that Cowboy fans are really frustrated with right now is Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard will have over 120 scrimmage yards, and DK Metcalf has close to 100-yard game with 1 tub.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Doug.
Go ahead.
You think Gino gonna have another what's my man from LA defensive end? I mean tackle. Dang, I got
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
gonna have another Aaron Donald moment with Michael Parsons coming through there?
Yeah, he's gonna have another one of the moments. He's gonna have another one of those moments.
Tell me, man.
All right, fellas. So our last topic, like again, I did just drop the link. If anybody wants to pull up, definitely pull up. Again, if you have not hit the subscribe button for us over here, what's up, Doug? Definitely hit that button for us. Again, we are trying to do our 1,000 subscriber giveaway next week while we are on the road. Our last topic is a showdown on Sunday. The NFC Championship rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers. This game right here, I think, regardless of if Philly does lose, I think Philly still will have home field advantage. They do have a tough schedule as well. But again, we will finally see how Brock Purdy can go against this defense because, again, if people do not remember, he was not able to fully play last year in the NFC Championship game, and they did not have a quarterback to play. For me, I think this will also show if Philly can actually beat a team. And what I mean by beat, every game that they've came in the last 3 weeks have been luck. If you just look at how they lost to Dallas, how they beat Dallas, how they beat the Chiefs, and how they beat the Buffalo Bills, I think this will be a good test for them. They're going against another tough NFC opponent and playoff team, and I'm definitely thinking it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war, and I think it's really going to be a low-scoring game, and it may come down to a game-winning drive for either team to win.
I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win that game.
Go ahead, Juan.
For one reason, I got Philly winning that game because they got Jalen Hurts and San Francisco doesn't. It's that simple for me.
Okay. What you got, AJ?
I got it like this. So the coordinators with the Eagles, like we've mentioned before, the highly suspect. And we've seen in every game this season, they start off slow. The last 2 weeks, that offense start off slow. Then after halftime, they get some things going. It's basically just the players making some big-time plays. That's pretty much it. You look at the 49ers, they have everything equipped to beat this team and to go out and beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy this game is finally happening, and I hope Brock Purdy can finish the game so 49er fans and Deebo Samuel can shut up about them not having the quarterback when they win against them in the NFC Championship. I'm still going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game, though. They red hot right now.
There you go, old pro.
Yeah, they're red hot right now, man. I like Brock Purdy, but they're going to put a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy, and they're going to make him go out there and make some elite level throws. And I don't think he's ready for it.
All right, what you got, CJ?
I'm gonna have to agree. Philly until they prove otherwise. You know,
So
you said their last couple games was luck, and I tell you, I wish we had some of that luck over here right now.
Facts. So I do that because most of my family watches. They're either in the chat or they're rewatch. And like I always say this, if it wasn't for the Carolina Panthers having a franchise, I would be an Eagles fan. But for me, I'm just so sick of, y'all are doing this and we're doing this. I mean, Philly is legit. I'm not going to take anything from them at all. They're legit. But I don't like Brian Johnson calling plays. I really need to see him call a good game completely through and throughout and not them relying on talent. And I think their defensive coordinator is not good as well either because their defensive coordinator that was good is in Arizona. So I think their players are outplaying the coaches. And if you have talent always replaces the blimps of coaches not making the right calls. So all in all, I do want the Eagles to win. I do, because I want them to feel that heartbreak in the playoffs. And I know that's probably wrong for me to say, but I do think the Eagles are definitely on a good track and trying to definitely make it back to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas this year.
But all due respect, I don't want Philly or San Francisco to win.
You want it in a tie.
I don't want the Chiefs to win either.
All right. So what you saying that? Like I said, that's all the topics we got. I'm gonna throw it out there. And hold on, I can't do this. I saw this. Shout out to my JPG group. Brandon, I definitely appreciate you pulling up, man. A JPG is a group that Quan and I have that we do football community, sports community. We have Prize Pits in there. We have Better in there. We have Sleeper in there. But we do sports. We do giveaways. We have meetings. Definitely shout out Brandon from our JPG group showing up tonight. I also think Thomas is here in the group as well. I just don't recognize his name, but I definitely appreciate our JPG family showing up as well, man. So, Twan, I'm going to ask you, since you said a couple of teams, who do you see as your Super Bowl winner this year? Or who do you want to see in the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs. I just don't want them to win.
Okay.
Man, I want to see somebody else get it, but at the end of the day, being a full sports aficionado, I always want the best team to win, the team that deserves it. But I would like to see somebody challenge that team, man, and it'll be a great game, to be like, look, y'all not the only thing in town. A lot of people think is like Buffalo can compete with, but Buffalo every year gets to a point where they just fall. Either Diggs and the quarterback ain't getting along with each other. They always go through something every year that gets them detached from that winning attitude, man. And I think that's where Kansas City capitalizes at, because Kansas City one of them teams where you never hear about players arguing with each other. They never really seem to be off counter, and they got one of the best coaches in the league, and that spells success all day. But anybody that's going to challenge them dudes, man, and make the game tight is what I'm for.
I'm going to say this right here. I got the 49ers being the favorites right now, even though I have Philadelphia beating them this upcoming week. But I do have the 49ers going out there and taking the Super Bowl. The thing is with the Chiefs, I don't believe in the wide receivers. They just have Travis Kelce and Rasheed Rice. That's it. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is terrible.
But who do they have at quarterback, though?
They just got the talent. They got Purdy. I mean, they got Brock.
I'm talking about Kansas City. I said, who they got at quarterback, though?
Oh, they got Mahomes.
I think he makes nonchalant wide receivers better.
But we saw what happened against Philly, though. The receivers lost in their game against Philly Monday night.
You don't think the Super Bowl moment would be too much for Brock Purdy?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. Because right now the AFC will have to run through Baltimore, in which Baltimore, they've had their moments, but this is the best Baltimore team I've seen in a minute. The only thing is with the Chiefs, the defense is strong, the run game is serious, it's the wide receivers. That's it.
I wouldn't mind seeing Baltimore win it.
Hey, hold on, Twan. Hey, let me go ahead and make this announcement. I appreciate everybody. We just hit 1,000 subs, man.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, this was a challenging year. It's crazy because I didn't think I'll be able to get here after I had my accident in April. And I appreciate everybody that's still here in the chat, man. I'll definitely do a thank you video over the weekend. It's just surreal, like I said. The battle, the ups and downs that we had, the fight that we had to keep our channel pure. Again, my guy, I already know Quan over there probably screaming. Like I said, y'all just don't understand. Like me and Quan talk every day. And when April happened, I took my 2 months off. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how the community was going to come back, and just see the love and support that people had for me and my family when we got in our accident. My uncle's over here, and I know when he found out, he was just like, so in distraught. But I thank every single person that has subscribed to this channel from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you for the support. We're going to come bigger and better in 2024. I promise you that. AJ and myself already got some things in the works. 2 fans in the stands with Tony and CJ. We got stuff in the works. Twan has had me over there on his channel, man. I just greatly appreciate every single body that has subscribed to this channel. I promise you we're going to put the work in. We're definitely going to have a great giveaway next week while we're in the city, man. But again, I thank everybody for the support over here. And like I said, 2024, it's only going up further.
That's what's up, Doug. That's what's up.
Yes, sir, man. Yes,
Congratulations,
sir,
man.
bro.
Yes, sir. I
Congratulations,
appreciate that,
Doug.
man.
All I got to say is, man, it's well deserved, man. Congratulations.
We
I
got
appreciate
another
that. I
one in the
appreciate
class
that.
of 2023, man. Look, I want to also say shout out to Panthers Prime podcast. He just went in with his 1K just last week sometime or at the beginning of the week. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They gotta get a double XL cover out here.
Nah,
Yeah,
for
like I
real.
said, I appreciate everybody that has shown the channel support. And like I said, it's the sky is only the limit. Now, I've always been advocating. Now it's time for two fans in the stands to get there. I mean, anybody knows me. I'm willing to put the work in, put the groundwork, put the mouthpiece, do whatever to help whatever and whoever to get there, man. Again, like I said, I will do a thank you at the end of the year, a thank you live where I need everybody that has been on the channel to show up. I want to give my token of gratitude to him or her. But again, this is just unbelievable. For us to get to 1,000, the way we did get to 1,000. Again, I appreciate everybody, man.
Hey, Doug, man, let me say this,
where
man.
y'all at, bro?
We are at 886. But I do want to say this. A few months ago, I ain't no Doug from a can of paint. Okay, me Tony. But he's been a good dude, a good friend, and good fellow content creator with us ever since we met and talked and stuff. So I just want to say that it's well deserved, man. Well deserved.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that, CJ, man. Like I said, with that, I mean, if you guys got anything else, we can definitely talk about it. I know Dallas did get stopped at the goal line. They did get sacked on third down. They had to go for a field goal. They drove down the field very fast, but that defense of the Seattle Seahawks definitely stopped them. So I think right now it is still 3-0. It looks like it's 3rd and 8 on Seattle's 27. So like I said, the game is definitely on.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look, bro. It's your moment.
Hey,
Yeah.
this
is your moment.
I mean, just for
Don't
me,
try to sell the game, man. It's your moment, bro.
I know.
It's okay.
like Twine
Twine
knows a little bit. Like a couple people know a little bit, but for me, like I'm for like April 8th was I basically could have lost my life almost. Like I'm not gonna lie, April 8th I almost lost my life. I literally almost lost my life, and Quan and I knew each other, but after some things transpire, like CJ said, if you know me, I have a general heart. I'm going to pour my heart into anybody. If you do me right, I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna extend that hand longer than yours. AJ, I didn't even know AJ. AJ lives 15 minutes up the street from me. Didn't even know.
Wow.
15 minutes up the street. And if people know how big Dallas is, Fort Worth area, 15 minutes. That's where I said we already have things in plan for 2024. Twan, like I said, I definitely appreciate you having Quan and myself pull up, man. I definitely appreciate, like, it's just so much emotion because I wanted to do this for a long time. Like I said, I don't know if y'all can see behind me this picture right here. I was a GA at Arkansas State. I could have been doing this. And something just said, it's your time to do it this year. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. People know that you love sports. I mean, it's gonna if you're pure in what you're doing, and one thing I'm gonna say, the Lord's gonna take care of you.
Every time.
Absolutely.
If you do anything in pure heart, the Lord is always going to bless you.
Every time.
Hey man, when you get that first 1K, man, because everybody tells me when you get that first 1K, that's the most special one. Because things start moving more regular, you know what I'm saying? But when I hit 1K, and I'm pretty sure this is what Doug is feeling now, when you hit that 1K, man, it's not immediate celebration. You start thinking about everything you had to go through to get here.
Yes.
You feel me? That's your first thought is like, man, we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you just think of everything that could have held you back, like your life situation or whatever, and other things or whatever, and then anything that's good gonna have naysayers. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's good gonna have naysayers. And then they all hit you at once when you hit that 1K, and it's just like you got to kind of celebrate later, because in that moment you're just like, man, we went through so much to get here.
That's
And it's just like that's what you're really protecting yourself in. So look, man, if y'all ain't subscribed to Two Fans, and I haven't, I think this is my first time collaborating with either one of them. This tonight,
Yeah, I think
make
it
sure
is,
you go
Juan.
subscribe to
it
those
is.
guys tonight, man. And hey, look. CJ said he don't always agree with me. Don't be discouraged by that, because we got people out here that's
Yeah.
they
And you know what?
fraternal. They just like, oh, he said no. He has the right to
Yeah.
have a difference of opinion.
There you go.
That's
There
for
you go.
everybody.
I love a debate, but my thing is, I just like for everybody to respect each other's opinions.
Right.
I hate the ones where it's like, okay, I got an opinion, I'm gonna let you have your opinion, but when you give your opinion, oh, you stupid. That's the stuff I don't like.
No, no.
Yeah, everybody's opinion is their opinion.
It's a maturity thing. It's a maturity
There you
thing.
go. There you go.
But I will say this about Doug, man. We did our first show last week?
last week.
Last week. And we were trying to get some things together. He emailed me, I think a couple months ago, and I get my emails kind of late. And he was like, man, I'd love to collab with you, do something with you. I checked out his channel, man. I'm sending my people his way. I'm like, man, go subscribe to him. Me and him may have a difference of opinion, like Twan said. At the end of the day, it's all love, man. And check out everybody's channel up here. Don't be one of those people. I know a lot of people do it in my comment section. I see you comment, you're not subscribing. Just subscribe, man. Stop typing the name into the search bar. It's doing extra work. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. You're going to get every single upload, and you're going to enjoy it.
Facts.
I promise you. Don't be one of those people. Nah, he disagreed with what he said. I ain't going to subscribe to him. At the end of the day, it's all love, and it's about growing, man. We all offer something different and unique. Go in there, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
These boys work hard, man. See, Dougie, this wasn't easy, was it?
Man, it wasn't. It really wasn't. It really wasn't.
People look at 1K and like, oh man, I could do that.
But now you
easy,
put.
was it?
I
doing
tell
it the right
people
way, it's not easy.
I tell people like this, because I got a couple friends that do this too. If you put 1,000 people in the room, that's a lot of people in the room.
That's a lot of people, bro.
Man, people don't understand what 1,000 is. That's 1,000 people.
Yeah, facts.
Let me tell you something about my crew too, man. My bad, CJ. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, going back, you said about how hard it is, because me and Tony started this channel last year, and he came up with the idea, and the first thing I said was, we ain't got to get on camera, do we? Because I like to talk a lot of trash, but I'm inherently, shy, and as I've gotten older, I've gotten out of that, and so we were at a smooth like 30 subscribers all the way to January. And then I was sitting at work one day and I called him. I said, you know what, man? I was like, bump all this. I said, let's get on camera. Let's get this stuff set up and let's go out here and put out some more good stuff. And then we've gotten, this far here. But like you said, it's a process. It's definitely a process. And I'm proud of all y'all. And I hope to join y'all. Well, me and Tony hope to join y'all soon.
No, y'all gonna join.
You gonna join.
You gonna join.
Yeah. We in this together. This ain't just I'm in this by myself. We in this together.
And CJ know that. Bro. CJ know that this ain't no L. Doug. No, we already got some stuff in the project that we got working on for 2024. CJ, I told you once the playoffs start, that's gonna help. It's gonna help because we're no longer talking about the Panthers anymore.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, man.
I can't wait either. So yeah, y'all. Again, I'm gonna have CJ, Twan, and then AJ shout out their channels, and then we're gonna have our closing video to close it out. So go ahead and start us off, CJ.
Hey y'all, Yeah, it's CJ with Two Fans in the Stands. You can find us on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands. And like I tell everybody, I appreciate all the love and support, and I thank everybody that subscribed so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's Twan Don, man. The bad guy, Twan Don versus everybody of the 704 Charlotte Bound Show, man. Make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to the channel, man. Continue to run us up. We can continue to bring y'all this great content. Also, check out Twan Don versus everybody, you know, a sub show. Within that show, man, when I sit down one-on-one with different content creators, you know what I'm saying? And not only just find out about their football mind, about find out about their regular life so people can know these people better. You know what I'm saying? And this year I'm really focusing in on smaller podcasts, you know what I'm saying? I love to push content. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I do that with Tornado versus everybody, is so that people know who out here, who exists, and other than just the big names that's doing their thing, so you can have a proper choice, and so that you won't be able to say you didn't know those guys were around. You know, so salute to everything out there, man. Happy belated birthday to my brother 704, who
Yes,
was
sir.
named the show by Stephen Gray. His birthday was the other day, man. Rest in heaven, man. And great shout out to work with CJ and my man All Pro and Dougie. Thanks for having me over here, bro. When you hit me up today, I said, be right over. No worries, bro.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that. Go ahead, AJ. Go ahead and close us out, man.
All right, man. It's AJ from All Pro Sports Talk. You can find me on the YouTube channel. Give you an in-depth thing about the football, everything within NFL, behind the scene looks, about the personal lives of the NFL players as well. Cover every team, cover the game up close and personal, do NBA content as well. Subscribe to my channel, not only just mine, to Doug's channel, CJ's channel, Twan's channel as well. This is the first time I got to do something with Twan, and this was pretty lit to me. So I hope to do more things with him in the future. Like Doug mentioned before earlier, if you guys missed it, me and him have a lot of things planned for 2024, and I hope the same is with Twan and CJ as well.
Yes,
sir.
Hey, AJ, let me.
I already know he had a prior engagement, so I already know he's gonna say that. I definitely still appreciate you pulling up.
Man, I'm sorry, man. I apologize, bro, man.
What's up, Prime?
Bro, what's up, y'all, man? My family, Doug, you know.
No, I already know. Like I said, you don't got to talk. Like I said, I definitely appreciate you still pulling up. Go ahead.
Doug, this your show, but look, let me bring Prime in, man. I was telling y'all this earlier. Another member of the class of 2023.
Yes, sir.
All this happened in a week and a half. I promise y'all that's listening.
It did.
1K.
It did.
Then Panthers Prime went 1K.
Yes, sir.
And now see Dougie just went 1K.
Oh, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, man.
And guess who going 1K? Guess who going 1K before the year's out?
CJ.
Two fans in the stands.
Yes, sir.
In the stands, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm praying for it, man. We putting in a lot of work over
here.
You gonna get it. Hey, CJ, don't worry about it. You know we got you.
Hey, but Doug, I gotta say one thing to AJ though. When he was saying his first time he worked with Twan, said it was lit. Let me tell you, this is calm Twan. You ain't seen Twan.
I didn't see turn up Twan. Yeah.
Hey, look, I judge the temperature to show that I'm going on, and I never make it about me.
Hey,
Thanks.
You know.
Well, it's cool though, man. Hey,
yeah,
it's cool.
Nah, go ahead. So PPP, we're basically talking about, coaching. Like I said, the game is on. When we hit 1,000, DK Metcalf hit a 73-yard touchdown. Now Dallas just went back and forth, so I already see how this is going. CD Lamb just caught a touchdown. It's 10-7 Cowboys. So this is probably going to be a high-scoring game that I did not expect like this. Yeah. But now PPP is another one. Again, I was thinking Twan, AJ, and Two Fans in the Stands with CJ. PPP came in right when I came in. And Demetrius, I call him Demetrius. I call him D. I don't call him PPP. Demetrius called me whenever I think my dad had. Didn't me and you talking when Pops had his first hip surgery, Demetrius?
Yeah, I believe
that's what Pops had his first hip. And like I said, it's been a crazy year for me. Pops had two hip replacements. Mom had knee surgery. Like I said, I was in my accident. And I was in my driveway. and he was like, how's Pops doing? So he's doing good. And he was like, well, Doug, I didn't tell you I was a pastor. And I was like, what? And I said, my pops is a pastor. So we talked offline and talked about off stuff with sports. But again, I want to thank Demetrius as well. Anytime he has anything, he's hit me up. Hey, Doug, you come up to the channel. This week, we've actually tried to push his channel this week with all the news with Frank Wright. And again, I just want to thank him for allowing me to come on. Like AJ said, if we disagree to agree or what have you, I just appreciate all the people that have allowed me to have my voice out and for me to have going this journey with them. So again, like Twan said, he just hit 1,000 at the end of last week. So again, it's CJ's turn. Whatever we got to do to get my brother CJ and Tony over there at Two Fans in the Stands on it. Whatever I got to do, boots on the ground. If I got to push you while I'm in New Orleans, if I got to have y'all go live with me while I'm there, we're going to do it, man. Again, even PPP says this is a time to come together. This is a community. It's a village. We're the people that really have the boots on the ground. ESPN doesn't have it. NFL doesn't have it. All these media outlets, we are the true boots on the ground that love this team and will talk about this team and give you guys the real, what the media does not want to give you. So again, I appreciate PPP coming up, even though we're at the end, still for him to show love, to come on, even if he didn't know where we were at. But I definitely appreciate you, Demetrius. I want you to know that, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Absolutely, yeah. And the way I feel, man, like we all love this team called the Carolina Panthers. Whether it's up under David Tepper or whether it was under Jerry Richardson, or you're right. I mean, sometimes I feel you. I mean, even at times where, because listen, I get pissed off on Sundays, and then Monday come, I'm back to, hey, this my team.
Exactly.
Hey, I like to say we start a new child membership every week, hoping that we're going to get something out of it on Sundays to make us want to, subscribe for the full year. And then I was like, well, come Monday, make another burner account, sign up for a free trial.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to give, our perspective on this team and out of our own personality, which I think is pretty good for, content and, just us as an organization, just knowing that, hey, you're going to get it from anyway, whether it's going to be going hard, pause, or, talking about it in a constructive way that's kind of mild. It's all about talking about the Carolina Panthers, man, which I think is one of the best teams in the NFC. So
yes, sir.
I don't think Twan agrees with me right now, but
no, man.
Man, you tweaking.
I'm tweaking
Just a little bit.
All right, fellas. Like I said, we're gonna end it with the video.
You're a pastor?
Go ahead, Twan.
Well, not a pastor. I am a minister of the gospel, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
that's what's up.
Listen, I want y'all to know this right now, man. I couldn't make it happen this week, but I'm gonna talk with Prime. Me and Prime was supposed to do Twan versus everybody this week.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna get with him. I best to show you whatever time you got free next week. Okay. It'll be done. And now that I know this too, man, this ain't gonna be juicy, bro.
You already know. Hey, Twan, whatever you need, promoting, whatever, I can pull up in the chat. Like I said, I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Like I said, we're going to end it with our new intro video, man. Again, I appreciate AJ, my guest co-host. Again, I appreciate Quan. Again, he could not make it because of a bigger and better team. Miller Creek is headed to Florida. I appreciate Twan Don versus everybody showing up and representing for 704 Charlotte Bound Show. And CJ with the half of Two Fans in the Stands showing up. And my guy PPP, Demetrius, showing up, man. Again, everybody have a good night.